The theme for the Jets should be Achilles. Let's talk about this week. Let's talk about week 6. Roll the intro. And here's your host, Liam and Italy Jet. Woo! How you doing, Andiamo?
All right. Italy Jet, how are you doing, my friend?
Oh, it's a long Wednesday. Long
Mm.
Wednesday. How are you? How are you?
Oh, you're right. It is a very long Wednesday. I'm still not done even after the show. I have a bunch of stuff to get done, but
Well, there you go.
couldn't miss the show. There's never a dull moment with these New York Jets. We're gonna get all into the nitty-gritty of all of that, but I just wanted to welcome everybody to episode 103. I can't believe we're in the hundreds already of the Everything
103.
NYJ podcast. Crazy times. A lot of Jet fans are pissed off with the whole season ticket shenanigans. I guess I won't be getting season
Yes.
tickets next year. Real
Yes.
slap in the face for the New York Jets.
Yes. What
And
is going on with that? What is going on with that? That's crazy.
well, yeah, because they normally do it in January. Like they were calling me
February.
in
I think they do it in February, don't they?
I think they start in like between January and February. But I remember telling you last winter that like they were calling me, and
That's
I
right.
almost did it. I
You
almost did it,
almost did it, but you didn't. I'm
and then
proud of you. I'm proud of you.
Rogers wasn't officially a Jet. So then I was like, you know what? I'm gonna wait until next year. But now, I guess it's next year because we have like a month to get it done, and my girlfriend's gonna kill me if I drop, a couple $1,000 before Christmas and Black Friday. That's
There
not
you
gonna go
go.
over real well. So,
Good man. Good man. Good man.
and not only that, after week one, like that was kind of my breaking point. I hate going to MetLife Stadium. Like
Me too. Me too.
I hate it,
I'm with you.
hate it. It's just so far for me. It takes hours to get there with traffic. If you take the train, then you can't get there like when it opens. It's a pain, man. But anywho, we have a bunch of yeah. I like that. You got that up on the screen quickly. I didn't mean to make that a whole little segment, but
Hey.
this got to be on the pulse of the fan base. But we have a couple of different topics to get into. I'll let you kick it off.
Well, I think we need to talk about first uh Zach Wilson. How do you think
Yeah.
you did? I think you did.
Overall, I feel a little more inspired than I did before. But would you consider him a top 20 quarterback? Like, all right. So pretty much like out of like 1 to 32, like where do you rank Zach Wilson? I'll ask you.
Um, so I rank him as a top 20 quarterback. Um, I would say he's getting there. Not right now. But he's on his way. What do you think?
Right.
What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I'd say he's probably like 27 at most.
Mhm,
You know,
mhm.
I like Zach, and I don't think that he's even been the biggest problems of this offense lately. I
Yeah.
personally think it's the play calling. You know, Zach Wilson does look better than he has even these last couple of weeks, but it's still not enough. He seems like he's still at least like a year away, and you're hearing all these rumors about Kirk Cousins. I don't think that's happening. I don't see them putting
It's not
more
happening, bro.
investment into the quarterback room. I mean, you already have Trevor Simeon, you have Tim Boyle, you have Zach Wilson. Are you really gonna have four quarterbacks? Like, I just think that's like a little ridiculous in my opinion. Uh, I would be all in for. I mean, even like a Ryan Tannehill, I'd be all in for him, but I don't see them doing that. I really don't.
I think Zach Wilson will be just fine. It's just but the true test now going into the bye week is going to be this weekend against the Eagles. Like, let's be honest. This is the game where, okay, is this the time where we need to go out and get another quarterback? Is this going to be the time to go out and see what Zach Wilson can do? And then we're going to be fine. Then nothing's going to happen, right? I think
Right.
now this is a test for
Yeah.
everybody, even your
I,
Zach Truthers.
I think with Zach Wilson, it's more like a week to week basis.
Oh, yeah,
Um, I
100%.
don't necessarily think that he built off of his Kansas City game.
Yeah.
during the Denver game, you kind of saw him sticking on one read a little. You saw him like looking down one receiver longer than you'd like to see him. If somebody wasn't getting open, he was giving whoever that receiver was, whether it be Lazard or Garrett Wilson, he was giving them a couple extra seconds to get open. When ideally that's probably not what you want to see. I mean, even if you have to check it down, but he had that one interception late in the game. I don't really think that was his fault. I mean, that was a 50-50 ball. That's why they're called 50-50 balls. You're not always going to make them, you
Right.
know? So, but I mean, overall, like I said, he's improving, but I still think that he's a year away. He's not the kind of quarterback that's going to put you on his back. He's not going to put a team on his back and say, let's go win the game. He's just not there yet.
I if he keeps if he does something against the Eagles, then I'm gonna believe a little bit more. But right now, I'd rather go week by week and focus on the Eagles.
Yeah, and like that's the thing too. It's like if he has a good game against the Eagles and then has a bad game coming out of the bye like against the Giants, because not to be that fan, but the New York Jets historically have struggled after the bye. Like whatever reason, they seem to degress during the bye week for whatever reason. But I mean, so like that's the thing. It's like you're not seeing enough consistency from him. I mean, whether it be a 200-yard game, or then you have the 140-yard game. So it's just you want to see consistent quarterback play. Either way, I mean, if you're going to be bad, be consistently bad, and we know that you're not the option. If you're going to be good, be consistently good. So it's like we don't know. So you can't even like really uh, give a true assessment on Zach because you don't really know what you're watching out there. I notice he does look more comfortable in the pocket. He's not just scrambling and running in circles and falling down like he has in the past. So that's a plus. You're seeing some good, but you got to take the good with the bad, I guess.
I agree. I agree with you.
And that's all I got to say about that.
Well, in other news, like I said, Achilles is the theme, and we just can't have nice things. We always got to come down to the barrel, and something always has to go wrong.
Yep.
This, the AVT injury. AVT, I got some advice for you, pal. Don't ever play in Denver ever again. Ever.
Yeah.
Don't do anything ever again there, man. Just saying, bro.
What's going
It
on, Hardman?
sucks. It sucks. Hey, Armin. It sucks. Let's just be honest. This every
Yeah.
time this happens, there's always an injury, always something that goes wrong in a Jets game, whether we win or lose. It's like we pay the piper for a win, but then there's this clause in there that someone gets injured. Right? Right?
Yeah. Yeah. I don't think Achilles in trades for wins is really a good idea.
That's why I said it.
Yeah.
So, what do you think, man? Talk to me.
I mean, I did a video on this a couple days ago. Cheap little plug there. If you guys haven't checked it out, go ahead and do so. It's up on the
Go for it.
Everything NYJ YouTube channel, where I really dove into that for a couple minutes. But yeah, I
You
mean,
did.
you feel for the person. I mean, AVT, he had the tricep injury last year, same stadium, same field,
Yeah.
and it knocked him out all season long, right? So he scratches, he claws all off season long. He comes
Right.
back, uh, continues to be what I call him the Joe Klecko of the offensive line. I mean, started off the year as a guard, moved to tackle with the whole Dwayne Brown injury. Looks like a natural at the tackle position. Like he looks like he could legitimately play tackle, and he has, and he held his own. And see, he's super tough, man, because he tears his Achilles and then he plays the next down. Granted, he was beat, but he stayed in the game and then walked off on his own power. So we were all saying, oh, it's probably just a calf injury. But still, yes, we definitely should have been expecting the worst. Just typical Jet fashion. But yeah, you
Agreed.
really feel bad for the person. And then he's coming into a contract year soon, so they're gonna have to make a decision on that. I think you have to pick up his fifth year, but that's uh that's down the road.
That's down the road, but I think that would be interesting. They need to
Armin
sign
says,
Collins. Yes, we'll get into the Collins talk here in a bit. What's up, Dom?
Dom C in the building.
Dom C, great guy for draft talk, great football mind in the Jets game as well. Check his stuff
So
out too as well.
so Italy, what are your thoughts on
What
the
up?
AVT injury?
Just sucks. Can't have nice things with the offensive
It's
line.
true.
That's it. That's it. It's just even without Cox going into this weekend, that's a brutal front four. They're
Yeah.
still really good in the front four. Secondary, that's an whole nother question. But yeah, it sucks. That's why we got here you go, Armin. Now we'll talk about it because I answered your question. It sucks. The Jets working out Collins. Pay this man immediately. Get him in immediately. It's better than Turner.
Call.
Max Mitchell. I would like to see that too. That's great. Yeah, I would love to see that too. But
Yeah.
just get Turner and Dwayne Brown off of this offensive line. I don't want them anywhere near this offensive line. But Collins, if you want to make a statement to continue your season the way it is, I would go after Collins. Now he did work out with them. And then he went to the Giants, worked out with them, and did a physical. So I'm guessing something's going to happen with the Giants. But something must have not happened, or we don't really know yet what's going on because Joe Douglas hasn't commented on it. But yeah, I want him. He was a top 7 O lineman with the Cowboys, did really well with the Bengals. But if I were the Jets, I would definitely come in here. But it's one of those things where is Collins going to be like a Dwayne Brown? Because
Right.
but here's the thing, though. I know he had ACL injuries and stuff, but he is only 30. So what do you
That's
do?
true.
What do you do?
Well, I want to read this here. So a couple days ago on Twitter, I
Mm,
asked what was next, and Lyle Collins had gotten mentioned. And there's somebody, I don't want to butcher his name. His name is Michael Palace. He actually runs the Jet Up Bleeding Green podcast. I don't know if you're familiar with them. He gave
mm.
me some really good insight. I want to read it to you guys real quick. Thoughts on Lyle Collins. When the Bengals asked him to play bully ball, he did it well. However, he struggled against the speed rush, and as a result, many defenders thought they could at least attempt to disrupt the passes before the ball got to the line of scrimmage. For me, it would largely depend on what the contract is, because he's a liability in the passing game, and the New York Jets cannot afford that at the moment.
That's true. I do know that last part. The other part I did not, but the passing game, that is true. But he is a big body, and he was really good at one point. As of now, I understand why that they would he's not with the Bengals anymore, but he's better than a lot of other options out there.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like we'd have like some Pro Bowl offensive tackle just sitting out in free agency that nobody's willing to pick up right now. I mean, that's not the case. But in my opinion, the bar has to be: are you better than Mac Mitchell and Billy Turner? As Italy Jet cracks a beer.
Mm-mm. No beer, just an energy drink.
Yeah, I'm shocked too. But yeah, no, seriously. I mean, like, are you better than Billy Turner? Are you better than Max Mitchell? You have experience. Okay, go.
Yeah,
The pass
yeah.
protection that pass pro does scare me a little bit, to be completely honest. But that's why you have a mobile quarterback. And then you got to figure between him and the between the Jets and the Giants, you got to
Mm.
figure that the Jets are the more appealing option, even with Zach Wilson under center. I mean, the New York Giants are a complete dumpster fire right now. Neil Evans is absolutely atrocious. So Lale Collins is not going to be helping his case by playing on that Giants offensive line. And then you wonder, is this somebody that you can trust moving forward? Because I mean, odds are Mekhi Becton probably won't be here next year. Dwayne Brown might not be here next year. You're gonna have AVT coming off of now 2 serious injuries. So is he
Yeah.
gonna be the same player injury after injury? I mean, he's still young. I think he's 30 years old. Is
Yeah.
Lale Collins somebody that you can sign for a couple years? You're gonna have the opportunity to play with Aaron Rodgers, and that eliminates Dom Sika probably a point to this. This is going to be a situation where now you don't have to draft an offensive tackle first round of the draft. Like I feel like we talk about every single year.
We do.
So Armin says that Collins is better than Billy Turner. I think almost everybody. I mean, I'm probably better than Billy Turner, to be honest. And I'm 160 pounds. Seriously.
Oh my god, I
Max
love it.
Mitchell. I like Max Mitchell. I don't think he was terrible last year.
No, it
The
wasn't. No, but
yeah,
here's the
the
thing, though.
blood
Here's the thing, though.
loss.
Here's the thing.
Okay, what's it? Tell me the thing.
AVT, AVT. He was great with AVT. Then when AVT wasn't there, he was just okay. Like it's has he learned and got to the point where he can play with Titman? Did Titman have any chemistry with each other? Because we already know what the front five I think is going to be. It's definitely going to be Becton on the left. Don't switch that off. Tomlinson, McGovern, Titman, and then Max Mitchell. Can they hold that up? Do they have that chemistry? Because Titman and Tomlinson were really good on PFF grades. So it's going to be interesting.
Well, yeah, I personally don't put a lot of stock into PFF. But see, here's the other thing. Mekhi Becton was limping around. He came out of the game a couple of times against the Denver Broncos.
Yeah,
So,
total of 3 times. 3 times.
yeah,
Yep.
so in my opinion, he's kind of swaying. I mean, like, I'm not saying he's a bad player, but, like, can you trust him to stay healthy? Do we have to go back and put him on a pitch count where maybe he doesn't practice during the bye week because he has some nagging
Yeah.
injuries? Regardless, you might want to get Lale Collins in here, at least just for depth at the very least. I mean, I can't imagine it's going to be an expensive contract. I don't think he's going to be asking for $10 million. I'm thinking, what would you be willing to, if you're the New York Jets, what are you offering somebody like Collins?
I mean, you can't go like 10 million. It's got to be at least like 5.5,
You
right?
think so?
It can't be like 7. I do know we do have some cap. I would spend on him somewhere between 5 and 7, but I know that's not going to be the case, right? Because Dwayne Brown got at least like 10, 11, right? So that's why I think we're going to end up spending. But if I'm the New York Jets at this stage of the game, definitely between 5 and 7. But let's be honest, they're going to go a little bit over because they need him. They need him.
I, mean,
What?
I was thinking between 2 and 4. I mean, like this is a this is a good comment by Armin. The contract will be peanuts. There's a reason that he's still a free agent.
The reason he's still free agent, but we gotta go back to the Dwayne Brown thing. Like we get desperate. Jets get desperate,
Yeah, I mean that's true here. Dom
and
C said.
even Project said, "Yeah, my bad," but what's gonna happen though?
I mean, yeah, we do need him.
So
It's not more
pennies,
like a luxury.
pennies and peanuts. Yeah, it
Yeah,
can be up to 10 to 11 million. The incentives. There you go.
I,
Peanuts.
I think I think I
Peanuts.
would I think I would start at like 2 and work my way up to like 4. I don't want to go really past 5 million.
Well, it's also
And
like a reason why Cook was a free agent for so long, right?
yeah, yeah, but
So
if you
it's
remember,
kind of the same way.
he also like garnered like a lot of interest from not only us but like the Bills, the Dolphins, the Broncos, the Cowboys. Like there was the Patriots. Like there was other teams that wanted him. I
Mhm.
don't think it was a matter of him being a free agent for so long. I think like he sat back and wanted to weigh all of his options and listen to everybody. I think a lot of that is what that is personally.
Yeah. What you
But
think? So you would go 2 to 3.
my ceiling would be 4. You could, I mean, maybe if you catch me on a good day, you could get me to 5. But I really, I'm not going past 5. I really don't want to go past 4. Really,
Yeah,
but
I would say right now it's going to be as I'm learning more and more. I think it would be 4 or 5. That's where I would go.
yeah, I mean, but it's kind of becoming to the point where it's not a luxury. It's more of a need. So, and Collins knows that, I'm sure.
Oh
But
yeah,
we're also the best situation for him. Like it's not like we're like I don't think the jet tax is really coming into play here because his other options are worse, which are the Giants. So, and then like I said, if we could get him for like a 2-year deal, you have him finish out this year, and then next year he's here too. Because
right.
do you think Mekhi Becton will be here next year? I don't think so.
I don't think so. No, in
Right.
my personal opinion, I don't think so. I mean, he is getting more and more favor because he has moved back to left tackle because of Dwayne Brown, and that just kind of helps his stock a little bit because. But I think overall with the injury issues, in the way we've handled him with injuries, I think he will not be here next year. I just something just that's just how I feel about it.
Yeah, I mean, like this is Armin's right here. The options are
Yeah,
Jets, Giants, or free agent. Now I have a question.
he's
Like
going to
with
the
this whole
Giants.
with
I
the with
think
the
he is.
whole yeah, you think
Yeah, I
so?
think he's going to the Giants. Yeah, that's just me though.
Just your gut feeling.
Yep, it's gut feeling. It's going to the Giants.
Now I have a question. So with Dwayne Brown coming back, what do you do with him? Are you going to put Becton back to the right side and insert Brown, or?
The Jets need a water boy. I think that's a very good spot for
Well, they
him.
had Zach Wilson to do that, and then
If he's fully healthy, put him back in. But where would you put him? Right? Yeah, I think it's best to if Becton's going to be out this week, which he's not on the. I mean, let's see, he's not
he's
on
always
the.
going to be on the injury report. Salah
Yeah,
said that already.
so I just don't. Yeah, I don't. Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, this is a good point. Cleveland can be an intriguing spot for him.
no,
Cleveland's,
and there was a team out there. I think it was Cleveland that wanted to trade for someone for an OT. So I'm pretty sure that might have been the Brown thing. But I think if Brown's going to come in, it's kind of like you would have to move Becton back over. But I wouldn't do that. Would you?
I wouldn't do that. I would just kind of see how. I think it depends on Max Mitchell how well he plays,
Yeah.
in my personal opinion.
Yeah, I agree.
Because I personally don't want to see Dwayne Brown out there.
Facts. Facts.
And if there's a way that we could avoid that, then I'm doing it. I mean, granted, like, if there's an injury situation where you have to put him in there, then you do what you got to do. But
Yeah.
knock on
I
wood. I hate knocking on wood because it doesn't work because I've
It
been
doesn't
knocking on
work
wood for
anymore. So
months.
moving on with that one.
Yeah, people
Let's
just knock on my
go
street.
right. Let's talk about the Hardman trade rumors. Moving on. What do you think about this?
See, everybody's in a rush to trade him. I could see both sides of this.
I see both
Now,
sides. Correct.
now, if you're not gonna play him, then he's just taking up a roster spot. But then again, if Gibson gets injured, who's our speed guy? I mean, you have Brownlee, you
Exactly.
have a couple other guys. What's this? Becton needs to stay at left tackle. If he gets moved to right tackle, the injury risk gets higher for him.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm so sick of this offensive line already. I really am.
Go on. Sorry, I interrupted you. Go
But
go
but
ahead.
but yeah, but yeah. So here's the thing, though. I mean, Hardman rumors suck, and it would be a waste of money. Yeah, yeah, it would be kind of a waste of money. I don't know. It's just weird because I mean, Kansas City, Andy Reid, they found a way to use him, and like he was productive. Now, yes, you got Gibson, undrafted free agent, feel good story, who's producing. But if he gets injured, like, what do you do? So, in my opinion, that's what it comes down to. Like, I'm not in such a rush to trade him, especially because we're already paying him like the $4 million. Like, yes, it's only like a 1 year deal. Um, I would suck it up for the 1 year. I mean, in training camp, he had dropped a couple of passes, but what is his trade value? Like, what are you getting in return for him? It can't be much.
And a third or fourth round pick. I don't think we're gonna get a player. I know Armin said, O line, but I think it'll be a draft pick. I mean, going back to camp, I think something happened. I think he dropped a lot of balls in camp. I think he just fell out of favor with Hackett and Rodgers. This is not a Hackett. This is not a Rodgers system anymore. This is definitely a Zach Wilson and Hackett now. Also, I think Gibson just stole his job. He came in here to be a slot and a punt and kick returner. I think they just like Gibson more. They like the value of him more. Now it sucks because the speed with Hardman and how he was with the Chiefs, but
Yeah.
I think that's what's going on. I think they're ready to ship him off. I think they're ready to give Gibson that role, but also they just added Charles to the 53-man roster as well. Brownlee has been inactive, like a healthy scratch. So, and Cobb's still out there. So
Yeah. They love Cobb.
it's freaking Cobb, man. I just think that's what it is. I think it's just he's just getting down more and more in the pecking order. I think it was the drop balls in training and also in the preseason as well. I just think the system it's a system thing in Rodgers.
I
So
I personally don't even like remember watching him play in the preseason. Like I feel like we didn't see a whole lot of him.
yeah,
I don't know if that's just me or not, but like see like at the same time it's like you want that like that deep like you want that deep threat, which he can be, because he flies down the field. Like, so you want somebody that like a defense is gonna have to like worry about. But it's like
Yeah.
I don't know, man. It's just strange. On like the other hand, if like I said, if you're not going to be playing, and it almost feels like the common denominator is Salah, because a
Yeah.
lot of times it was blamed on LaFleur um when Denzel Mims wasn't getting involved, and
Yeah.
then it was Elijah Moore not getting involved, and now it's Miko Hardman, and this is the Salah system. And see, they
Yeah.
actually asked Robert Salah, and see, this is kind of interesting to me, because they asked Robert Salah about like these trade rumors, and he said until he hears from upstairs something different, he's here. Now,
Right.
I remember last year when Elijah Moore requested a trade, the immediate answer was no, we are not trading him. Denzel Mims, no, we are not trading him. So Robert Saleh did not double down and say we're not trading
Yeah.
Miko Hardman. He just goes, hey, listen, like until I hear that he's traded, he's gonna be here.
I mean, and there's so many things that could happen that can happen with that. And Hardman brought up a good point from what's been happening this year. Swap picks. I could see it be a swap pick, or I could see a third or fourth round draft pick. But also, I can also see that Hardman proved himself from his injuries to be a third or fourth round pick in return. Is he proved in preseason that he gets that we get that kind of draft capital back? So Armin, I think you bring up a good point. It could be a swap pick, just like just like the Jefferson deal. I can kind of
Yeah,
see that with Atlanta. So you bring up a good point, but also, yeah, I think from what Salah's been saying, and from what Mecole Hardman has been saying on Twitter, the X, whatever X, sorry, I think, yeah, there's something going on behind the scenes. Doesn't matter what it is. There's just something.
well, I mean, I don't blame him for being pissed. I mean, if you could get
He's
a third
handled
or
it
fourth
quite
for my,
professionally, though. I mean, he hasn't really gone out and blasted the organization. So,
yeah, no, he said he's gonna continue to do his role. I
yeah,
don't know. If you could get a third or a fourth, I would do that in a heartbeat. I really would.
definitely.
But
Yeah, but
if not,
I
then
can
I
also,
would hang on to him. I don't see the pain or the inconvenience of hanging on to him at the same time.
right.
If it came down to you, would you move him or would you keep him? I would keep him personally.
Yeah, I would keep him, but I don't think we are.
Yeah,
I think they like Charles Brownlee and Gibson and Cobb too much.
it could be.
Could be. All right, let's go to the injury report. Do you think this changes things as of today? The injury reports for Wednesday for the Jets: Bodden, Eccles, and Hardy with their injuries. They did not practice. Becton, Reed, Turner, Clemens, and Tipton. See, Turner, Reed, and Becton were limited. And then you got full participant was Clemens and Tipton. So that's good. So they were full participant.
Who didn't practice? DJ Reed still not practicing and Eccles?
Limited. He was limited. Eccles did
Okay.
not practice.
Okay. Yeah, what is he doing with the ankle, I think?
Which one?
Eccles?
Hamstring.
Hamstring.
So
All right.
got that going. Got that going. But Eagles, though, they had about 4 guys limited, 3 guys that did not practice. The 3 guys were Slay, Evans, and Marlon. Oh man, I still can't say that last name. Tulipito, whatever.
Hey,
It's
you made it sound
Hawaiian.
really nice Italian.
I
You should
think
put
it's
a nice
Hawaiian. I think it's
you put
Hawaiian.
a nice
So,
Italian spin on it though.
but limited though, Stoll, Dean, Fletcher Cox, and Brown. Okay, okay. But Rashad Penny, running back, he was a full participant. So, I mean, if Slay is gone,
That helps.
helps a
That helps.
lot. But I don't know, man. What you thinking?
Well, I'm not really too concerned. I mean, like, to be honest with you, I don't know enough about the Eagles. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and pretend I know the whole roster to be like, oh my God, that's terrible. Or obviously I know like the big names. I know Slay. I know Fletcher Cox. Um, I think that these guys are gonna do everything that they can to play on Sunday. It's gonna be really interesting to see if DJ Reed can play. I think he will. I think he will play. Uh, Clemens, that's new. I wasn't expecting to see that on there.
Full
Uh,
participant ankle.
And what's going on with Joe Tippmann?
Knee, full
Knee.
participant.
Yeah, I mean, like guys are just getting banged up. So at the end of the day, I'm not too worried about it, to be honest with you. I think that we're gonna be pretty healthy. I think the biggest thing is getting DJ Reed back. Bryce Hall, yeah, he had his little feel good moment last week, but I don't want to move
Mm,
forward with Bryce Hall. I mean, I didn't even want him on the team. I was
yeah.
saying to you, how is this kid still on the team? I mean, yes, he had like that one nice play, and he didn't really get burnt a whole lot. Like he didn't play terribly, but I don't know. From everything I see, he kind of had the same Zach Wilson treatment where he was a well-respected draft pick. Started off by starting. He was a starter, and then he obviously lost his job. You draft Sauce, you bring in DJ Reed, and then you just kind of fall down the pecking order. You lose your job to Brandon Eccles, and now you're like the seventh depth guy. I don't know, whatever. I don't have a whole lot to say on that. I really could care less, to be completely honest. As long as our starters are healthy, that's all I really care about.
Well, then there you go. Now, let's talk about this before we go on to
Wait, hold on.
wait a minute. Wait a
We
minute.
got some we
What
got some
happened?
truthers in here. We got some
What
truthers.
happened?
We
What
got some
happened?
Bryce Hall
What's
truthers.
up,
You better
Dark?
watch your
How you doing,
mouth.
brother? Oh, wow.
Keep
Interesting.
Bryce's Hall out your name. Keep Bryce Hall's name out your mouth is what Dark Soldier was just telling me here.
Mm.
Um, yeah, he should have gotten a chance at safety.
I think so
Yeah,
too, though. I'm not mad at that comment. I think so, but I still would have preferred Trey Dean. There's a reason why that he's not. He's still in the practice squad, so I get it. But I could see that. But I didn't want him on the team either. I thought I said trade him, but hey,
right. And I find it very hard to believe that there was somebody out there saying, "Oh, you got to keep Bryce Hall." Like nobody was saying that. Like stop.
I agree.
Sorry, I just
All
had to
right,
get that off.
that's hilarious. All right, before we talk about the Jets and Eagles, for this weekend, let's talk about this. I
Sign
mean,
Huff,
I
yeah.
I
Uh,
I don't think I can explain it anything better than that.
Dark Soldier, you were the only one. Seriously. All right, I'm sorry. Yeah, let's get back to Huff. Yes, I would sign Huff in a heartbeat.
Hey, thank you for the little analytics there, Mr. Soldier.
Yeah, look at him.
Where's the
Where's
thumbs?
that
Where's the thumbs
down
down? But
button? Go ask
yeah,
Bryce Hall.
yeah, Dark. Email YouTube. Maybe who knows? But yes, before we talk about the Jets and Eagles for this weekend, before we go into the bye week next week, I mean, come on. You did it with John Franklin Myers during the bye week. Sign Huff, man.
I'm
Because what
afraid to.
if wait what?
I'm afraid to sign Huff
Why?
because I don't want him to fall off a cliff.
I understand that, but there's going to be people knocking on his door in the offseason. They're going to want him and pay him big money. I still want him. I still want him here, hands down.
Oh, I
He
do
is a
too. Yeah,
game. He's a
absolutely.
game changer for
Yeah,
anyone.
game.
Get him more touches. Oh, one of the fastest get offs in the NFL. Still,
Yeah,
it's
no,
amazing.
definitely.
What do you think
Um,
though?
I like him, but I'm just afraid to pay these guys. I really am. And like I know it
I
sucks, but
understand.
like the defensive line is already like the highest paid in the NFL.
That's true.
No, Dark, you're not an idiot. You're not an idiot. You just have a really bad take on
No,
Bryce.
no, 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 no,
Oh,
no, no, no,
oh
no, no,
wait,
no,
okay, he is an idiot.
no. We're not talking about Huff. That I here
Well, now
read
we
the
are.
scream. He's like, I apologize. There's no problems, Dark. We're good. We're good, soldier. What? But I understand what you mean, Liam. But I don't want to lose him. I just don't want to
Yeah,
lose him.
that's funny. Nothing to see here. Yeah. See, here's the thing. It's like you can't not pay a player because you're already paying a bunch of other people at that position. If you are
Mm,
like one of the best at your position, um, I don't know. Like I kind of want to see more of him. Like in the beginning of the games, like he looks good. He looks good early on in the season. Can he continue that all season long? Because I'm not saying I don't want to pay him. I certainly do, but
mm.
I don't know. I could see like I want him extended. I don't want to see him elsewhere. I want him to continue to be a New York Jet. But
Okay.
I just don't want to see him getting paid and then his there's that significant drop off because we're even seeing it a little bit with Quinn Williams. Like he doesn't have his sacks that he had, and then there was a couple plays where you just kind of see him jogging. Like he doesn't really look like he's running with passion.
It's been interesting. It's been
Certainly.
interesting. All
But then
right.
like
Well,
you also have to wonder, especially with Quinn Williams, if this is a situation where now he's just getting double teamed and he's opening up other guys to get their reps too. So
that's
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 always something to
also
keep an eye on.
that's also very true. Well, now that we discussed the Huff situation, now let's get into our predictions and talk about Week 6 before the bye week for the New York Jets. Jets versus Eagles. Liam, go first. What are you thinking?
Well, the New York Jets historically are 0-12 against the Philadelphia Eagles. I think that this is going to be this is going to be a good test for them.
I
I
agree.
think that we were all really inspired after the Kansas City game. So you got to hope that Zach has one of his magical, really good games, which historically he has. I mean, he looked really good against Tom Brady. He looked really good against Patrick Mahomes. This game solely relies on the defense, though. The defense, I have no faith that they're going to do it, but they cannot start slow. They can't. You can't be down 17 points every game. You can't do it. I mean, even against the Broncos, originally the Jets offense went 3-and-out before that big fumble and everything. So there's always that. You got to ask this defense to play perfectly though, and you want to see some more interceptions. You want to see some fumbles. You want to see this defense wreak havoc. And you have seen that, but like it's just we haven't seen the New York Jets play a full 4 quarters yet. You just haven't
Mhm.
seen them do it. This has got to be the game. You got to have a spy on Jalen Hurts because he's a mobile quarterback. He's gonna run down your throats if you let him. So that's my whole thing. I really think the defense really needs to get going this game. What do you think?
It's going to be the battle of the defenses. I think there's a way you can beat
Yes.
Jalen Hurts, but I think that the offensive line for the Eagles is very tough. Just like the defensive line for the Eagles is very tough. But there is a way to beat them. They are 5-0, but it's not an easy 5-0 though. Like
No.
teams have fallen like fall out and they fall right back in to stay with the Eagles just for the Eagles to win either by like a little bit or 10 points. Like it's always a spark. Oh, okay, I'll play football. I'll play football in the fourth quarter kind of thing, right? Like
Yeah.
it's not great. It's not great look for them. They are 5-0 though, so you got to give them their props for that. But for us, they're not good in the passing game. I think that we can use that to our advantage if Zach can make some good throws. They do shut down the run very well. That front four is very good on defense. It's going to be the battle of the defenses on both sides of the ball. We're very good on first down. I think we got to stay consistent on fourth down. But just like you said, consistent on all four quarters, right? It's like we don't
Yeah.
want to play football until the second quarter.
Yes.
So yeah, I get that. I think this is going to be a tight game. I think it's going to be 23-20 New York Jets. I think
Oh.
but at the end but it's going to be a field goal. Zerline will kick a field goal for that 3. But here's
Yep.
what I'm thinking. I think there's been a consistent pattern where, they get the ball back, right? The Eagles are going to get the ball back. It's like it's been a consistent thing with all these games. And then our defense is going to have to fight in and be exhausted just to get the win at the end. That's what I think is going to happen. And hopefully we come out on top, right? So
Yeah.
that's what I think. 23-20 New York Jets. Man, I hope. Let's get this dub.
Yeah, this team has to be inspired, the New York Jets, because you have a chance to really turn your season around. You have a chance to finally get back to 500. But like you said, this is not going to be an easy task.
No.
So I personally, like you said, like I don't think that I mean, as our good friend Tyson from Let's Talk Jets always says, winning is the ultimate deodorant. Because if the New York Jets had lost against the Broncos, we're going to be talking about missing points, the opportunity of points going into halftime. You're going to be talking about the interception. Like you're going to be talking about all these bad plays because let's face it, Italy, you said it yourself. The New York Jets against the Denver Broncos play down to their level. You have
They
a
do. I've said that many times,
very
yeah.
tough test. But then like we have also kind of seen the New York Jets play up to a better level. But I personally, I don't think that they're going to get this done. Like you said, they're 5-0. It hasn't been a pretty 5-0, but 5-0 is still 5-0. I think back, like the Commanders game where it went into overtime. I think the Jets are going to hang with them. I don't think this is going to be a total blowout, but I just don't
No,
think the New York Jets are there right now. Like I don't think that they're a good enough team. Honestly, like you said, you got to see some more creative plays. It can't just be run, third and long pass, 3-and-out. And you got to clean up the penalties. Against the Denver Broncos, the New York Jets had 9 penalties for 71 yards. Like we got stop with the false starts, stop with the holdings, stop with
yeah,
the pass interference.
I agree.
You got and the New York Jets know the refs are out to get them, right? The refs are
Yeah,
out to screw the New York Jets.
yeah,
So
yeah.
don't put them in a position to do so. I mean, like I feel like there's been plenty of times where they haven't put them in a position to do so, and they still have.
I
So,
agree. Hey, getting
um,
getting getting Reed and Eccles is going to be huge coming back.
yeah, definitely,
Like everyone
definitely.
keeps saying, Eccles, maybe not. I'm like, no. Against the Eagles, you're going to need Eccles. I'm just saying. You're going to need all 4 of those guys because that was one of the issues last week. But Bryce Hall did okay, but you could definitely tell there's something missing. And they did not throw to Gardner. They did not. And when they threw, he almost got an interception, which Gardner has failed to do a lot, this year, been dropping balls. So we need everybody. We just need everybody. We need all hands on deck. But I think it will be the battle of the defenses. And Armin brings
Armin
up,
says it best here. Yeah.
yeah,
The Jets
exactly.
defense better show up and
Yeah,
step up in the first quarter, in the first half. Yeah, but that doesn't mean that they fall asleep in the second half either. We need a full 4 quarters.
I
My
agree.
score prediction, personally, I'm thinking the New York Jets lose. I'm thinking 17-27.
17-27. Okay. I will say this though: the Eagles are due for a loss. Why not be
That's true.
us?
That's
Just
true.
saying. Just saying. All right. So you got Liam 27-17, correct?
Yes.
And then I am 23-20. Hopefully we are consistent all 4 quarters. Armin, Dark Soldier, Dom C, very good comments. Thanks for keeping us humble a little bit as well. But man, it's the Eagles, it's Jets before the bye week. I think this is going to come at a good time, Liam. I think this bye week comes at a good time. I know it's early.
Yeah.
But it does come at a good time.
I like your positivity too. I do like your positivity.
Oh my god!
Like this video, or give it a thumbs down if you are Dark Soldier. Oh, Armin has a little score prediction for us: 31-14. Eagles win.
Oh, that is
I
a
hope
lot.
God
a
the
lot.
defense does not give up 31 points. I don't even, to be honest with you, I don't even feel comfortable saying saying that our defense is going to give up like 27 points. But I just suck at these score predictions, so I don't know.
I suck too. I don't know, man. We'll see what happens. This could be either very ugly or very close.
Yeah, I think it's going to be.
That's what's going to happen. It's going to be very ugly, very close. But guys, please comment, like, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, Everything in NYJ Podcast. You can follow Liam here on Instagram. Give my Irishman a follow. And then you can follow me, Italy General, all of these platforms except TikTok, because I'm not on TikTok. And then follow us at Facebook, Instagram, X, and YouTube on Everything NYJ. Liam, any last thoughts?
Go Jets, prove me wrong. Like Armin says, I hope I'm wrong. I do. I hope I'm wrong as well. So let's go Jets. Let's find a way to get a dub. Let's find a way to beat these filthy Eagles. I hate the Philadelphia Eagles for the first time in franchise history. Let's get back to 500 and get our season back, baby.
Hey, let's go Jets. Everyone have a good Wednesday night. Peace.
It's caught in the crossfire.